Hello there, everyone. This is Neko here, getting ready to play the Planet Crafter. And today we're going to be checking out some automation stuff that I've been doing and a couple of experiments while I'm at it. So, first things first is you're going to want the ability to make ore extractor tier 3s, as they're going to help you with this automation. Next, you're going to need an auto crafter, and then after that, you're going to probably want to set up some nuclear fusion generators uh, to make this easy so that you can make the power. You're going to want to get the setup for pulsar quartz set up first. If you don't mind it taking a little bit of time and all that, you can set this up with 1, 2, 3, 4 tier 3 ore extractors, one on iridium, one on osmium, one on zeolite, and one on uranium. Then you can put it down a methane generator, and if you want to be able to generate faster, you're going to want to place down 2 of these. And as far as I can tell, the uranium, or not uranium, but the tier 3 ore extractor, there's 2 cons to this. The first one is, I haven't fully tested this, but I think it's much slower than the tier 2, and the space of it is much less. So at a much slower rate and at a less capacity, but you're guaranteed to get the ore you want every single time. Once you've got 4 of those all set up to those items plus this, you can set up the pulsar quartz set up here, and it will slowly generate pulsar quartz. After that, you're going to want to set up, I don't have one here, but oh yeah, this is from a pulsar meteor that happened a while ago. There's probably a few more buried, yeah, right over here. Holy crud. I didn't realize how many ended up. Yeah, they need to fix this so that you can actually grab stuff under the water like this. But now that I showed you how to set up that, then you're going to want to set up another ore extractor. One for super alloy. And that way you can be able to start making nuclear fusion generators. Now, as for the rest of this, you're going to want to set up a bunch for this. Effectively, in order to make one of these, it takes 8 super alloys and 1 aluminum. So you set 1 aluminum, 8 supers, and these will mine at a rate that is... Basically, it will mine enough to be able to craft one of these set a bunch of these very quickly. Because you just need 1 aluminum and 8 of that. So this is just the startup of my whatever you call it, super alloy rods, because you're gonna need them. And what else is there? Oh, and the beehive too. I'll show you what that looks like and what can be done with it, which is nice, but at the same time also kind of eh. But here's why I started making the rods. The next one I'm going to be getting is the osmium rod setup, where I'm making osmium rods, because you need it for this. You don't need it for this, but you do need the supers, which is why I'm getting the super going. And then you also need super and osmium for this, and you also need iridium, but realistically you can fetch that from other, like one of your other mines. But I'm assuming there's going to be more stuff coming up pretty soon, because why would they add a tier 5 and a drill and heater? Alright, now to show you the setup over here. As far as I can tell, I have not figured out how to get this to work. Because there was one reason. One, the tier 2 extractor produces them in such a wide area that this cannot grab the space for it. Which means I could place down the tier 2 not extractor, but tier 2 algae generator, which generates faster and more. But the problem is it's half of it is like outside the reach of this. Which means you would have to plant some of these things down around just to try and grab the algae in order to try and get it to spawn back within this area. Like I said, I haven't fully figured it out. I tried cramming them all together. They seem to not generate as many, or they generate a bunch, but they're outside the reach. So, and I tried placing these down, tons of these all around here, just to force the material to spawn inside the radius, but as far as I can tell, it kind of stops it. So there's a couple of suggestions I have for this in the process. Number one, I would like a tier 2 and tier 3 and maybe even tier 4 and 5 autocrafters. If you go by up to tier 5, I recommend doubling this distance each time. So tier 2 is 40, and then 3 is 80, and 4 is 160, and 5 is 320. If you go by 3 tiers, in other words, tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3, I recommend tripling it each time. So it's like 60, and then what is it, 60 is 120, 180, so it would be 180 if you triple it, if you just go from tier 1 to tier 3, which might be a better deal. But either way, that's just some of my suggestions. Another suggestion I recommend is auto storage, and what I mean by that is you already have the crafting. It siphons everything and crafts it and generates in here. You can simply take that same code, modify it so that instead of crafting, it pulls the material into this instead. For example, I could go on to here, select the material that I want in it, and it will automatically draw that material into it. So you have one slot here, so I can name it, and then one here, or you can have one slot here that shows a picture of what's in it. And you can have tier 1 auto storage, tier 2 auto storage, and tier 3 auto storage. Again, the distance increases as the tiers go up. This would actually be very great, because then I can have one set up to draw out all the stuff out of here, or one to draw out of here. Heck, I could maybe even have them set up where they can draw the algae around here. That's all around the outside here, because look at that. There's algae there. That's kind of why I want the tiers of these to be higher. So the next thing we're going to be testing out is actually how high can you set one of these, because I might just build some crafting towers instead. The parts that you can't do that with are the ones that require mines, but if you can set it up for other things, then you can actually set up crafting towers instead. But that's kind of why I want the distance to be increased too. Because if you have a distance from, let's say you can place one of the crafting things here in the center here, and it reaches all the way out to those bee farms, to those extractors, all the way around like this. That would be amazing. and I could actually get all the stupid stuff here. Anyways, here's what tier 2 bees look like. You can just see that the dome is just extended in the center right here. Oh, nice. We got a superstorm. Let me turn the volume down. Hopefully it's not too loud. It might still be too loud. I'm assuming there's an option for turning screen shake off, but still. This is one hell of a storm, and my structure's being hit all over the place. The superstorm tends to live up to its name without being a superstorm. Issue is that the super alloys despawns too quickly. But anyways, this is what the bee looks like. And here's what's fun about it. It can hold up to 4 honey or 4 larvae or a mixture of the two. So you can end up having it where it produces bee larvae. And then you can use that to make more and then make more bee or make honey, whichever your choice. But if you set up a recycler, you can recycle these into plant fertilizer, mutagen, and whatever the larva. So this, oh yeah, that reminds me. Another suggestion would be auto destroyers and auto whatever you call it, recyclers. Because then you can set up a destroyer and destroy everything. Because as of right now, occasionally you have to come and maintain these by removing any oxygen that might generate in these, and so on and so on. Same, and the recyclers, that would be nice because let's say for something like this, maybe we want to recycle the bees back into their base components. Or recycle the other items back into their base components. And this here is the basic food farm. You can set up one farm with beans, one auto crafter, and about 2 to 3 honeys, and you should be good to go. And I will say, these are some really big bees. Like, look at that. That thing's huge. Alright. Well, I've shown you the basics to this, the pulsar quartz setup, the basics to basically whatever you want to call this, a fertilizer, an algae. The easiest automation setup is plastic nuggets because you can set up a farm with mushrooms. You can set up a tier 3 drill with silica, and then you can set up a water extractor, lake water extractor right next to it, and just bam, you can have, oh, come on, you can have nuggets like no tomorrow. So the things that are the slowest and the most pain are actually the the bacteria sample, the fertilizer, and basically tier 2 fertilizer. Those are the slowest, hardest things to do because of the current range of these things. Alright, at some point I'm gonna definitely, the reason why I'm getting all these things set up is so that I can start converting all of these in the tier 5s and start converting all those drills in the tier 5s. Also, I've been getting pretty close to 100 subscribers, which means I've got to start preparing whatever you call it, a celebratory setup. Actually, what's it take to make? I gotta start preparing to celebrate 100 subscribers. Okay, so we're gonna need some iron, we're gonna need some stuff. We're gonna test out how high these, if there's a limit to this. 1, 2, 3. And the perfect way to test that is simply right here. We're gonna plop one of these. We're gonna plop down, what do you call it? Oh, we need another stupid iron. Thankfully I've got iron here. I went ahead and got these going because I was trying, like I said, I was trying to block off as much area as possible so that I can limit and force the algae to grow where I wanted it, but it wasn't working. Okay, so next we need to plop down one of these. The one other thing you can do is make it automated, but to make it faster automated, you just simply dive in, collect everything, and just throw it into a chest and then let everything do it on its own. But that's kind of stupid. If you're gonna have automation, you might as well go all the way. Alright, we're gonna need to chuck in these. I don't think I need to chuck in those, but let's see what it takes to make tier 2 fertilizer because we're gonna experiment. It takes fertilizer, squash, methane, so 2 methanes, a squash, a fertilizer, and we're gonna test because if it can reach from all the way up there, then crafting towers are gonna be one way to go, and it will be nice. Oh yes, I remember another suggestion I wanted to give, and it's called an algae farm. They already have the setup for it. It's technically they have 2 setups. They can either use the incubator or the advanced crafting station. You fill it up with water, you modify it where it grows algae. You can have a limit of 3 algae, however, and then you can make it where you can place it down on any foundations or on any inside buildings like that. And the reason why I suggest that is if they do not want to extend the reach of these, then they can make it where we can craft algae farms, place them down, and boom, that fixes the need to make tier 2s, 3s, or extending the perimeter. Because then all of a sudden you've got a bunch of algae farms and a bunch of power consumption and blah blah blah, and ta-da! Oh, I fell down. Alright, let's go up, up, and away. And one thing is I wish there was different kinds of railings, because it would be real nice to block off this corner here, to block off right there, block off this. Like if they had a corner one and maybe a half one or whatever. Or maybe allow us to move this over so that it's connected here on the edge up to here, because then I wouldn't have to worry about falling off like that. And then I can speed my way up. Oh yeah, I forgot this was my safety area during the time when when there was no oxygen, so I could sit here and just watch my storms. By the way, if you're wondering what the hell that is, that's my power tower, where I store all my power. In other words, I'm placing in nuclear fusion generators in there. I don't have it full all the way up yet, but I eventually will, and I'm going to be tearing all of those down. Okay, so now let's get the auto crafter and let's see if we can craft from up here. Alright. Yep. No? Huh. I must not have placed it right. Maybe I gotta go place it down over here. No? Where the hell did I... it might be closer to here instead. No. Where the hell did I put it? It's right under here. It should be practically right at this door. I wonder if it's because it's not connected. Apparently... Huh. Originally, there wasn't a height limit. Or at least I could have swore there wasn't a height limit. Alright, there's a height limit. The question is how high? Let's, If we can get it here, then I know I gotta go up a little bit. Nope. Still no? No? Maybe it doesn't work on old structures? Actually, it seems... I don't know what's going on. Maybe I didn't fill in the materials because if you can tell, for some reason, it keeps having the common larva, but it won't register this though. It will register it here. Is it because it's not properly connected? We're gonna have to test that out. Maybe there's maybe the structure has to be connected properly. I don't know, because that's odd. The other option is to try it reverse. Yeah, that's weird. Alright, so where the hell did it go? It works, it's connected, it's registering now. Is that what was really the problem? Is because it wasn't properly connected? Oh, no. It's gone again. The other option is because it's over here, we're gonna try and put it over here. No. The other thing is we're gonna try is... Okay, let's go grab an iron. We're gonna figure out what the hell is going on. And we're gonna place down one piece directly above this. Oh, we need food, water, all that fun stuff. Easy fixed. I've got a food farm right here. Boom. And it automatically made food. Alright, let's go up Okay. Da, 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 da. There we are. Okay, well, it's registering up here. So maybe it just needs to be, well, maybe I'm just outside of its range. That might be the problem. So let's try this again. There we go. And now let's plop it down and we'll figure out what the hell. No. So at this point, I think there is a height limit. Yeah, I'm not understanding this because it should be within the limit of that. I wish there was a function where you can turn on the distance and keep it on. So you can or have some kind of function where you can see the distance, because it's hard to tell and set things up. Because if I could set things up by adjusting the distance like this, that would be amazing. It would make things a lot easier for me. But as far as I can tell, there is no actual height limit, but it could be because I'm not actually placing this properly. That might be why it's doing what it's doing. That, and it might not be the right setup for this. The other option is to actually put in here in a completely 100% sealed setup like this. Right here, and then we're gonna dump this, dump that, dump this, that, dump whatever else we may need in here. There. Okay. Home. It's directly in the corner of this area. If everything goes right, it should make this, assuming that there's nothing else. It should only make one of these. Oh, not that. It should make only one of these. We'll find out. No. They might have. I think they might have fixed it, because last time there was. Actually, no. I think there's a height limit, because this still draws everything underneath it, which means I can draw at least one layer underneath. So there might not be any crafting towers allowed, because this should theoretically, yeah, as you can see, it goes way out over there, which means it goes way out over there, and way back over here. Like, it should be reaching over to here. So I think there is a height limit. Here that I don't have everything I need for this, which actually that may be true. Let's go back down the first floor. We need one of those, two of those, one of those, one of these. Oh, I gotta go back. I need to actually move the. Actually, no, that should still be within the right area. It should still be. Yeah, okay. Well, there's a height limit now. Alright, well, if you guys enjoyed, please like. If you didn't, I understand. This wasn't the best video, but hopefully you enjoyed. If you want to see more of this series, make sure to check out my end screen that's coming up. I do play other games, so make sure to check out my homepage for other playlists that you may be interested in. I do games like Satisfactory, Subsistence, The Infected, and many more. If you want to be added on to my in-screen credits, make sure to publicly subscribe. After about 2 weeks or so, I'll add you on. If not, or if you leave before I reach 1,000, I'll end up removing you off because it's supposed to be for people who gave me a chance. Anyways, for now, I'm gonna continue to deal with everything that I need to, and hopefully see you guys again. Bye bye.